Hey guys, Troy Dooley, the Beachside CEO. We are still, it's been a wonderful time at the Ocean Avenue launch party, and I am with some great friends of mine. I tell you, especially Travis, we have been through the ringer over the last 8 years, and watching what he's gone through, watching what Summer's gone through. Summer and Travis Flaherty are phenomenal people. Guys, you've been at this now from day one. We were at those early meetings. I remember you turning around and we were talking about the comp plan, and you just didn't, you know, if it's as good as it looks, maybe, but it's been a beautiful ride. First diamonds, and now you're here where 80% of the people that showed up somehow are part of the leadership, the downline that you guys have got. What do you think?
It's been an incredible week, or I mean a weekend. You know, this event represents a lot of blood, sweat, and tears over the last year. You know, but it's a proud moment for us. You know, there's nothing more rewarding than sitting there watching your team members walk across that stage and get recognized. It's an incredible feeling.
Well, you did something really weird. She shows up always just beautiful, just decked out. You showed up as General Patton, man. What the heck is that?
You know, I had a mentor years ago who gave that idea to me, and it's been in the back of my mind for years now, and it's something I've always wanted to do, but it needed to be the right occasion. And you know, our launch event, it's kind of a celebration. I wanted to do something different, something that stood out, something that really honored our profession and the freedom that it provides. And so we did a talk yesterday on declaring war on mediocrity. And it was just kind of a state of the union. It was something that you know, generally we'll go out and you'll speak on a topic that you know well, and you just kind of speak from the heart. And this was something a little bit different. You know, you usually rarely see me stand behind a podium, but this was something that I wanted to really just address everybody and let people know what we have here, and challenge them to step outside their comfort levels. And it was fun. It was fun.
You can tell that. Now let me ask you something, because something that I've seen, and you guys show this, I mean, you are known for family, but out of all the companies you've been with, this is the one where family takes precedent, and even though the viewers can't see it, you've got one heck of a beautiful family running around. What's that mean to you, Summer?
Well, obviously, being a mom of 5, just like any mom, my family comes first, and it's definitely important to me. And it's been hard in the past with other companies to have to leave on convention when you want to share. These are the times when you walk across the stage and you're awarded, and you see your team members that you don't always get to see because they're in different parts of the world or different parts of the United States, and they're all coming together for this joyous, momentous occasion. And it's something that you want your kids to see, because they see you working so hard at home day in and day night, and they don't really get the concept. They just know you're on the phone or you're on the computer, on Skype, and to have the opportunity to have your children here with you and experience and meet all of the people that you're helping all across the world, it's incredible. And it's so funny. I hope it's okay if I share this story, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Yeah, if it's not, we'll edit it out.
Our 7-year-old the other day was saying, that's my son, you probably hear screaming in the background. Yeah. It's his nap time. But my 7-year-old Tuscany, she was like, Mom, are you guys like the bosses or something? And I go, no, why? I said, oh, come here, it's okay. I said, everybody here is their own bosses of their own businesses, but why do you say that? She's like, well, it just seems like I have famous parents or something. And I was like, really, why? And she said, well, because everybody keeps coming up to me and they know who I am and they know who my parents are, and it's just so cool. And I know that might sound like such a simple thing, but for her, it's kind of her getting how many people we're helping and how it's affecting other people, and it's just really incredible to see that. And not only that, this is the first convention ever, and even our announcer has said he's already done 35 conventions this year, not to mention the time he's done years past. He's never once seen a convention that has included these programs for the children all the way from ages 0 to 13 years plus. And it's just been an amazing experience. My kids can't wait to get to their classes every morning. They're like setting their alarms. It's just incredible.
Well, it's been fun, and it's been really fun as I've interviewed some of those kids. I mean, matter of fact, I was watching a young man play piano who's the son of a single dad, never had piano lessons in his life, and here he is at an event where he's appreciated.
Yeah.
You know, and we're going to bring those kids up on stage well. So I thought that was cool. You know, you guys were the first diamonds in the company. For those that don't know, Ocean Avenue's comp plan is not what you call a simple comp plan. It takes 200,000 in volume to hit that diamond level, which is about twice what the average company is. You guys did that in a remarkable time, but I think what really got me is you've now built an international business. Matter of fact, you were one, I think, of the incredible parts in a new deal where a company's owner decided, why would I have my own company if I can partner up with Ocean Avenue? You know, and that took you guys, I mean, to the heights that other people only dream of. Share a little bit about that.
This is a perfect example of what network marketing, the power of relationships. Met a gentleman on Facebook. We all meet on Facebook these days, right?
Don't we?
So we agreed to get together in the Philippines. I recently was over there doing a tour of multiple cities over there. And, you know, in the Philippines, they do things a little bit different. The meetings go until 2, 3, 4 in the morning. And I was just getting used to this type of culture. And it was about midnight. I was exhausted. And I was literally had people waiting just, you know, I'd go from one table to the next. And so this gentleman, we were supposed to meet at 8, and so now it's midnight, and he's still there to meet with me. And I was very apologetic. You know, there was a lot of people there. So we sat down, and for the next 4 hours, we didn't talk about business. We talked about family. We talked about faith. We just really connected. Gene Manauas is his name. And it was just a really... You know, you meet those people and you instantly feel a connection. So Gene decided to come into Ocean Avenue. He was with another company prior to that. He was the lead distributor of another company that was based here in Orlando. And it took a little bit of time to be able to, you know, what he saw in Ocean Avenue with the Family First message was this, they saw everything that they wanted their company to be in Ocean Avenue. And so he took it to their owners, and they weren't very receptive, as you can imagine, at first.
Yeah.
And it took a little bit of time, but we were able to meet with the owners and, you know, let them know a little bit about who we were. And just last week, we finalized a partnership with this new company. I believe they have a little over 20,000 ambassadors within their current company, and they are coming over to Ocean Avenue.
Yeah, I think that's great. Now, have you ever had an international business in the past with any of the companies you've been with?
Very small, you know, very small. We've spent some time in Australia. We've spent some time in New Zealand. I traveled over to Singapore, but I've never really developed teams over there. It's more so to go over there to
It's never flourished like that before.
yeah, we've never had it flourishing the way that it is right now for us. You know, our international business is a big part of what we've got going on right now. You know, the Philippines is an amazing market. We've got some exciting things coming up in Australia right now. Awesome. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of work because you double your workload because you know what? You can no longer go to bed at 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock at night because that's when they're just getting going over there. And so now you're doing webinars at 12 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 o'clock. But
And then waking up earlier so that you hit their nighttime, yeah.
But it's, man, that feeling to have our international partners here at this launch.
And that was cool. Now, I saw
so
that. That was
cool.
awesome there.
It's a special feeling, and we just it's a humbling feeling. It's very humbling.
Well, let me ask you both. I mean, because we've been at it. I mean, we've been buds for years.
Sure.
I've watched you grow from 0 to teams. They've disappeared. But have you ever had a team the size that you have now in Ocean Avenue in the past?
No, we've been very blessed here. You know, we've been blessed to have some amazing partners that saw the vision in the very beginning with us. We were fortunate enough to align with our diamond partners, Rob and Tiffany Moffitt, who they saw or caught the vision with us early on, and so they really have gotten in the trenches and just gone to work, and they've built an amazing team. And so we're very blessed to have, you know, the Rob and Tiffany Moffitts and the Mark Torontos and the David Greens, and I hate to say names because you always
You leave
one out, and
Someone gets their feelings hurt.
but truthfully, you're only as good as your team, and teamwork makes the dream work. And we've just been really blessed to surround ourselves with some incredible leaders, and now those leaders are starting to come from an international side as well. So this is the largest team by far we've ever had.
Well, something that you and I have talked about many times offline, and because we have the same mentors, we love leadership. You know, in network marketing, so many times people preach leadership when really they want followers. They don't really want leaders coming up. Share a little bit, because you guys really do walk the servant leadership deal. We just talked about I think it was the Ruby jackets or the emeralds that were given away, and how many of those that you wanted to say something, but they were on other people's teams, other leaders' teams, but you've been able to mentor them. Share a little bit of what it's like when you have other personalities that are out there hitting those leaderships.
It's a different level. It's a new experience for me, because in the past, everything that we were kind of the catalyst. If we weren't doing something, nothing was happening. Sure. You know, so if we weren't holding the meetings, or we weren't doing the trainings, or we were just the ones that were pushing everything forward. Now we've got these incredible leaders, and they lead their teams. They're their teams. We support them. We love them. We work closely with them, but they're their teams. And so, when you talk about a true residual income, my dream is to get to a point where, I'll show up at the convention once or twice a year, and you need me on a call every now and then, great.
That's great.
And so for me, it's really exciting to see that regardless of whether or not we're involved, the teams are growing.
It's kind of nice. It's a lot less work, because you're like, wow, there's actually all these leaders and they're responsible for their own teams. It's almost, at first we were kind of like, we didn't know how to take that. We didn't know what to do with it, because we were just so used to having to do everything on our own. So it's it's a breath of fresh air. Yeah. And it's nice to know that because we do have amazing leaders, and they treat their teams and take care of their teams and run their teams amazingly. So it really takes a load off, and I think that's part of the reason why we have been able to expand our business internationally and have it flourish more, because we've been able to take that time that was so bogged down with trying to deal with everybody so many levels down, and now these leaders have been so amazing. It's like it frees us to be able to build in other directions. So I think that's been a real key point. Yeah.
You got the Tommy Thens and Chelsea Niles of the world, right? They are our fellow Diamond partners.
Even out of high school.
I know. They've got an amazing team, and they run that team, and we work closely with them. We do a lot of synergy with them, but in the end, they're leading their team, their organization. You've got, up-and-coming leaders like Jonathan Bryant, who's come in and hit Ruby.
Great guy.
He came in and hit Ruby, I think, within his first 15 days that he was here.
Incredible.
He and his team, Stephanie and Stefan, these guys, they have this amazing culture, this amazing community among their team. And so it's no longer about being our team. It's it's not our team anymore. It's our job is to provide an umbrella support system for everybody, and just fill in the voids wherever we can help and serve people.
Well, I think that is something. When I look at the name of your team, from years past, you've stuck to this. It's always legacy.
Yeah.
And a legacy is left way beyond where. We're no longer heroes. I mean, we go on, we show up twice a year, something like that. But all these leaders are now creating their legacies underneath all of this, and that's something we don't see a lot. Every now and then we'll see somebody that does that, the Dexter Yeagers of the world, So I like that. But I want to go back to something in our first video that we talked about. You can talk too if you want, And you're known, and I coined this phrase probably, but you're the startup king. You love startup companies. How has your mindset and what you guys love changed now that you're at Ocean Avenue?
Well, we can take all of those past experiences, and we've really applied them here, obviously, first and foremost. The good and the bad, and there's been both.
And ugly.
And ugly. So we can apply those. I still think that the startup is where it's at. I mean, not from an opportunity standpoint. I don't want people to look at this and hear me say or think that I'm saying that you have to join a startup company to be successful, because it's absolutely not true. You have to go where you thrive the most, and I believe you have to go where you can add the most value. And in our experience, we're true entrepreneurs at heart, and we thrive in that zone. We thrive in helping create the culture of the company and being a part of implementing some of the systems and the infrastructure. And I feed off of the newness and the excitement. Little guys watching this. We are a true family-first company, right?
I love it.
Yeah, he's having fun watching. So for us, at the end of the day, I love the startup company. I think that I think it's safe to say that we are no longer a startup.
That's right.
You know, we just graduated a year into this business, over 16,000 ambassadors around the world, and over $10 million in revenue. So I think that we're moving into a new phase. But I'll tell you, I still love just that newness of a company.
It's
trying to figure
fresh.
out who they are. Yeah.
Well, that's it. And watching you guys kind of blend. I mean, here you are, you're going down one path, and then the company says, hey, by the way, we just teamed up with this hot little girl, and we're going to bring out skincare. I mean,
Yeah.
what? I mean, you guys never lost a beat. Usually companies will hit paralysis when that happens.
Yeah.
How'd you keep your team rolling through all that?
Well, I think that it's important that a company doesn't just identify themselves around one key product. Every product has a life cycle. Sure. And I think that the company has done a very good job of presenting themselves as a beauty from the inside and out company that is going to...
Yours is out, yours is in.
Clearly,
Yeah.
clearly. That provides a wide variety of products that appeals to the masses.
Right.
And, I think that this company, in the long term, or over the course of the next 1 to 2 years, you're going to see it evolve to the point where we've got our recovery line, the Franco Cavalieri, the recovery, the athletic line. You're probably going to, you've got the skincare line. You might see a children's line. You might see, or we talked a little the other day and about maybe a raw line where you really go down that road of.
Wow.
That's my.
That's what Summer would love to see.
My passion.
The chia seed, kind of all natural, organic. But I think that the company is not going to coin themselves on any one type of company. We're not a skincare company.
Yeah.
We're going to provide a wide variety of products that appeal to the masses. We truly are a replacement spending company. Mm-hmm. And so these new products that are coming out, as long as that message is consistent, people are excited about them. Yeah.
Well, I got one last, because I know you guys have got to get back with your team, but something that I've seen, and I saw it at Road to Diamond, is that when you hit that certain level, they really take and start building and structuring you guys as leaders. Mm-hmm. And one of the things they announced here was a brand new mentoring training. They teamed up with Video Plus. Share a little bit about how that's going to work and what the roles of the diamonds and the emeralds and all that is that plays into that.
In the past, there are companies that are out there that have really struggled with their ambassadors creating their own brand. They get intimidated by their ambassadors if they start to create if they go away from that company brand and they start to produce their own tools. Absolutely. And those type of things. Ocean Avenue's taken a little bit of a different position on this. They want their leaders to be the rock stars, and they really want to put them up on a pedestal, and they really want to promote them. So one of the things that they recently released is a monthly subscription service. We truly believe that the number one way to grow an organization is to grow the people in the organization. Amen. Not just creating better network marketers, but better husbands, better wives, better community leaders, all of the above. And so we know that readers are leaders. We know that the top network marketers in this profession, when they get in a car, they've got something in that CD player, like an Orrin Woodward or an Orrin Sala or an Art Jonik, or that they're listening to. And so what we've decided to do is this monthly subscription service, but we're promoting our rubies and our emeralds and diamonds. And so they provided all of them with a brand new iPad. And then the recording software on there, so that we can start recording our own trainings. And then those trainings, if selected by the company, are burned onto CD, and then they're part of that subscription service. And then the royalties of that income are now being paid out and distributed to all of the rubies and above as well. So it's kind of a profit sharing, if you will. But it's an ongoing subscription service. Every month you'll get 2 new CDs that show up. And it's fun. This is we just had our first CD. It's being sold here at the event, and that's a cool feeling. That was a really cool feeling. Ken from the stage yesterday gave me the first one that was ever produced and handed that to us.
Are you doing the CD as a couple? Because I don't want you to get jealous if hers outsells yours, brother.
Listen.
I haven't done mine yet. I haven't done mine. We did his first. I'm working on that one.
Although her talk yesterday should be on CD.
Phenomenal.
It was excellent.
One last thing, and this is always, this isn't near as important to me as it is to other people. And I'm going to put a disclaimer that anything we talk about from this point on is not what the normal person will do, because you've got to be able to bust your butt the way this couple has done. But in the last 12 months, you guys have made literally hundreds of thousands of dollars in this company. And so many times we get naysayers in the industry that will say, well, it doesn't work or they're there, that you busted your butt. I mean, when I saw you in the Philippines, it's like, what the Sam Hill? He never leaves the house. He's always got a baby on his chest, but you have put in blood, sweat, and tears.
Yeah.
Has that ride, has the income, have the lifestyle. Is it worth it?
It's absolutely worth it. Do you know the feeling that I had yesterday to have my kids watch me on stage do my talk yesterday? Man, I couldn't even think about it before I went out because I had to be in character, right? I was, dressed as a general, and so, but to know that they were in the back of the room and to see their dad and their mom speak on stage. Do you know how cool that is? To be here learning about entrepreneurialism and capitalism and free enterprise. My son, 13-year-old, this has changed him. His thinking over the last couple of days, he's talking about things that he's never talked about before from an entrepreneurial spirit. So for me, absolutely, it's been worth it. Yes, we've made a lot of money, but I'll also say this: we invest a lot of our money back into our business. We really do.
That,
The traveling and working internationally is quite expensive, but it's absolutely been worth it. This year we've been on 5 vacations together as a family. My children have been to Hawaii.
But I thought this was a health and nutrition skincare company.
The vacation program is fantastic, and they've been in Cancun at the beginning of the year. They've been in Hawaii. Their teachers, in fact, said, "Hey," to my son, "Hey, your tan's wearing off. It's about time you probably guys are going somewhere else." And he says, "Well, as a matter of fact, we're going to Orlando next week." So yeah, you just to create those amazing life experiences and to develop these kind of relationships with people that you just love, it's absolutely worth it. Wouldn't you say?
Yes, of course. Like always, you always say everything perfect, and I'm left with saying ditto. But what you said about Chandler, our 13-year-old, and all of our children. I don't know what it is about kids, but they see you doing things, and you kind of do your little preaching or lecturing, what they like to call it, about things. When they get to that certain age, there's a little bit of a wall that goes up, and it's like, it's not cool unless someone else tells you. So what's really awesome about this convention is it's just getting all the things that we do at home. It's being reinforced on a positive level from other people, their peers, because he's in there with other peers that are being homeschooled, that do travel with like we do, and he's like, "Mom, I can't believe it. Do you know this person and this person? They're homeschooled, and this person and this person because they travel with their family just like we do." And so it's really on that level to have him have that message that we try to teach him from home about entrepreneur and family first and all of that being reinforced amongst his peers, because he doesn't go to school with kids that have the same opportunities. I mean, they have the same opportunities as obviously if they wanted to get into network marketing, but they don't understand it and know it like these kids here at this convention. So it's been really cool to see that growth in him.
And I think this would be cool because a lot of people don't know, but Art Williams is one of my mentors that started Primerica, and his daughter and the son of their first insurance company that ever underwrote that company are now married and doing wonderful. And it's because they grew up in this industry together, fell in love, and now they're carrying on a tradition of their families. And I think it's so important when other kids realize, okay, all of our parents are weird. They're in network marketing. You're not just out there by yourself on an ocean. So any parting words? How do they get a hold of you? Anything like that?
Well, email for us is legacyleadership@yahoo.com. You can find us on Facebook, Summer Flaherty, Travis Flaherty. We're pretty accessible. I would just want to echo what Summer was just saying. The kids often see us in our offices, and I'm constantly saying, "Hey, you need to take the baby and keep him quiet for the next 30 minutes because I'm doing an opportunity call or a webinar." And I don't think that they truly understood the nature of what we did. They understand it's network marketing, but coming to an event like this and being a part of it, I think has opened their eyes from the perspective of what mom and dad really do. And it was really neat just when our little 7-year-old came up to Summer and she says, "Are you guys celebrities or something?"
She did say that.
And we said no, but everybody knows you and knows who you are, and they know who we are. And that was just a kind of a rewarding feeling. It was a neat feeling for us. Yeah, so, man, I'll tell you, this industry just absolutely can change your life if you allow it.
I think that's the key. Summer, any parting words? Besides ditto?
Yeah. I think we just about covered it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Troy. We always appreciate you. You know that in our friendship.
We'll edit that part out. But folks, there you have it again. We have had great interviews. We're going to link to some of the other interviews we've done with Travis and Summer, but they are an awesome couple who really are the epitome of what network marketing is. So live life like it's an epic adventure. Stay dangerous, stay strong, and if you're in network marketing, act like it.